Hello, my name is Chris Phillips, and welcome to Crispy Bombs, bite-sized bits to blow up your business. Today, I want to talk to you about direct mail marketing versus proximity marketing. Okay, what I'm really talking about is EDDM versus SendJim. So let's look a little bit at EDDM. Did you know that a lot of very, very large home service businesses were built on EDDM? In fact, EDDM works really, really well. So why do you get so many people that say it's a waste of money and it's kind of got a bad reputation? The answer is simple. EDDM works great, but you have to understand that once you start it, you need to stick to it and commit to it. In my estimation, that you need to do it for at least a year. Okay. Our second year running Birds Beware window cleaning, we decided try our hand at EDDM, and we're really excited. We made up a killer design and ordered 10,000 cards, and we figured we'd at least get a 0.5%, which meant 50 new customers. I mean, we had that money spent even before we sent the cards out. But to our horror, we only got 5 calls, and it turned into 2 small jobs, and it cost over $3,000, and we'll never do that again. But what we didn't realize is it would have worked, and it would have worked really well, but we needed to spend that $3,000 every month for at least a year. You have to have really deep pockets and be committed to sticking to EDDM for a long time. Then on your 7th, 8th month, you really start getting your return on investment. But I can tell you, getting a 0.5% in EDDM is really a good number to shoot for. Now, I hear people that get more, but and if that's working for you, great. I mean, go for it. But usually around a 0.5%. So here's what we did. I decided that using the cards was really a great idea, but I'd get them out myself. And so we ordered up a little 4x6 postcards, and I actually wrote a real price on each one of these cards, and I put them on people's mailbox, kind of an estimate that they never asked for. I'd do 10,000 each spring, and we called them our Bluebird cards. And we did get about a 1% return on these cards. A 0.5% would come in the first week, and then over the next 60 days, the other 0.5% would trickle in. It was a ton of work, but 100 new customers was worth $35,000 for us just on the first cleaning. So the real price on the card, and then we also put on there an 11% discount just to be kind of kooky and weird. And it had we made it expire like in 30 days. And that really, really worked well for us. I want to kind of talk a little bit about estimate sheets, not to get off the subject, but I'll bring it back in. Our estimate sheets, I mean, because once you get the call, you have to follow up with something solid. So our estimate sheets were truly a thing of beauty, and we spent 3 months perfecting them. It was really heavy paper, almost cardboard. It was full color, and we used an iPad coupled with a photo printer that we set up in the truck. We came up with the idea to print a real picture of the prospect's home on each estimate sheet, and it was a total hit. People were so impressed, and would ask, well, how did you do that? And my cheesy response would be, oh, your home is so beautiful. We use it with all of our marketing pieces. We totally crushed the competition with this. When people had 2 bids, who do you think they went with? The guy that, hand wrote out an estimate sheet with some chicken scratch on a spiral notebook paper, or our masterpiece of an estimate? It didn't matter that we were more expensive. We felt more expensive, and people felt the value. And so I tell you that story because that's really was the idea and how we kind of came up with SendJim. Josh had this idea even before this, but putting the picture on the cards with a real price was just brilliant. And so SendJim used to be called Street Bidder, and in fact, it was the first name of the company for the first year. We changed the name to Send Jim after we added the gifts and everything else, and after we realized that people love the idea of putting the picture on the card and putting the price on there, but seldom did they ever go through and do it. It's a lot of work. And that's why we came up with Radius Bomb and the neighbor mailing. So it's basically, you don't want to knock the door, you send Jim. You don't want to follow up with your customers, send Jim. So let's take a little bit closer look at Send Jim. The reason why you get more customers and you're actually sending a lot less cards, a fraction of the amount, is that the cards are personalized. Okay, think about it. When you go to your mailbox, and even before you get inside, you're separating out the junk mail and you're headed towards the trash. You have to have something on the card that speaks to that person personally. If it's a picture of their home on that card is getting read every time. Now, I understand that sometimes people get mad and they call up and they yell, but what I always recommend to do if you're going to do that street bidder kind of using of Send Jim, is just put it in the disclaimer. This is an exclusive offer just for you. Nobody else received a card with your home on it. If you do that, you really don't have to worry. But now anyway, we give you the ability to add a picture on Radius Bomb and on the neighbor mailings, so you can actually put a picture of the subdivision gate on the card, or the customer's home. So you can send that out to the neighbors with a picture of the customer's home. Do get permission for that. That could be bad. You've only got a split second before that card goes into the trash and to connect, and so you got to make it count. But that's the reason why Send Jim works so well. When I see people fail with Send Jim, they just don't take the time in setting up the cards. They end up sending out an EDDM style postcard and expect different results, and it just doesn't work. It's a waste of money, and then you just are going to be mad at me. So don't do it. We have customers that are absolutely killing it with Send Jim, and that's what they do. If it's a lake house, then they're going to design a card that speaks about lake living. Same thing if it's a golf course, they're going to make it about golf living, and they're going to maybe offer a sleeve of golf balls for any estimate. So you got to get creative. Getting new customers is the hardest thing and one of the most expensive things that you're going to do as a home service business. But if you take the time to personalize these cards to the person that you're sending it to, I can tell you Send Jim is the best method ever created. But I've saved the best for last. Birds beware, we had 150% growth every year that we ran it. And so why did that happen? It's because we were experts at nurturing the relationships with our customers. We turned our customers into our sales force. I used to bake cookies and I'd give them out at the end of the job. We did handwritten cards. We made our crews ask at the end of the job, hey, you got a couple big strapping guys here. You have anything heavy you need moved before we leave? Those little things really make a difference. And then we called and we sent cards and we did everything we could to make our customers happy, and we followed up. It was a lot of work, but now with Send Jim, it's as easy as pressing a button. Now you don't have to call them in the fall to remind them, hey, it's gutter cleaning season. With Voicemail Bomb, Jim does it for you. And you can set up sequences for like your employees, just to make sure that they're feeling appreciated. Use gift cards to send out to people that give you tons of referrals. You can set up a sequence for the big fish, the real estate agent that's giving you tons of referrals, or people like a property maintenance manager that you need to stay front of mind with. Hey, you won't find a bigger fan of Send Jim than me. I'm very biased, but it's really not even a fair comparison to compare EDDM with Send Jim. There is no comparison. I hope that helps. Don't forget to hit subscribe and like if you got value out of this channel. Thank you and God bless.